I am Ctesibius of Alexandria, and though time has obscured many names of the ancient world, my devices still whisper through the corridors of science and mechanics. Born around 285 BCE in Alexandria, the jewel of Hellenistic civilization and a beacon of knowledge, I was not bred of royal lineage nor trained in temples. My father was a humble barber, and it was in his shop, among combs and mirrors, that my mind first stirred with curiosity. It is there I built my earliest contraption, a counterbalanced mirror that could be adjusted effortlessly with one hand. Not magic mechanics. What followed was a life devoted to exploring the unseen forces of air, water, and pressure, forces that, though invisible, held the power to move the world. My soul was drawn not to the lofty discourses of metaphysics, but to the tangible, to the machines that married thought with motion. I studied pneumatics and hydraulics, and sought to give them form, to bind the elements into service through ingenuity. The water organ, hydraulis, was perhaps my proudest achievement, not merely an entertainment for courts, but a marvel of fluid mechanics. It employed water pressure to maintain consistent airflow into a set of pipes, producing sound through keys, much like a modern pipe organ. By channeling air through a chamber pressurized by water, I created a system that could stabilize tone and volume. Think of it now as an early air compressor linked to acoustic engineering. The principles behind it, control of pressure and flow, are foundational in modern mechanical systems, from pipe organs in cathedrals to pneumatic brakes in trains. Then came the force pump, a cylinder fitted with a piston capable of lifting water from wells or extinguishing fires. Two valves controlled the direction of flow, and the piston compressed and forced the liquid upward. It is the ancestor of the modern reciprocating pump, the heartbeat of today's hydraulic systems used in engines, irrigation, even space exploration. Where I use bronze and muscle, today's engineers use alloys and electric motors. But the principles remain the same: draw, compress, expel. I studied air pressure and invented devices based on its manipulation. I discovered that air, though invisible, was elastic and could exert force, the foundation of pneumatics. I crafted siphons and fountains that defied gravity's expectations through careful calibration of air and water pressure. These water clocks and fountains, some decorative and others precise timekeepers, foreshadowed both mechanical timepieces and fluid control systems in modern plumbing and irrigation. My clepsydra, or water clock, was more than a trickling vessel. It was engineered with gears, floats, and calibrated release mechanisms. In it you can trace the lineage to escapements and gear trains and clocks of the Renaissance. In another experiment, I harnessed compressed air to create a sort of air cannon. Though rudimentary by today's standards, it laid the conceptual groundwork for pneumatic weaponry and launch mechanisms. Where I compressed air manually, today's engineers use it to fire rivets, to power mining equipment, even to send satellites into orbit aboard compressed gas systems. Though much of my original work was later documented by Vitruvius and Hero of Alexandria, and though few of my own words survive, my inventions became foundational for later thinkers. From my workshop came not just devices, but disciplines, pneumatics, hydraulics, and eventually automation. I dreamed not of static temples, but of machines that breathed and moved. Even in modern fields, aerospace, fluid dynamics, mechanical engineering, my principles echo. I understood that water and air could be contained, redirected, and turned to purpose. My fountains danced with invisible forces, and my clocks ticked with the pulse of reason. I saw in nature a language of forces, and I sought to translate them into mechanisms, poetry in bronze and brass. Some call me the father of pneumatics, others the first true mechanical engineer. I ask for no titles. Let my works, water flowing upward, air pressing outward, time counted in drops, speak for themselves. I am Ctesibius, and I gave breath to machines before the world knew they could live.